Alrighty, we are in the junior show. I think I heard, are they doing all the reds first, guys, and then they're doing the grays? Did they say they were doing all the reds first and then the grays?
I guess so. That's what it looks like.
Nice set of females to go ahead and start off our first class. The heifer here on my left is going to be our class winner. You just take a step back and evaluate each one of these females on a comparative note. This young lady's heifer is so much more maternal in terms of her appearance. The sweep back into her flank is a lot deeper and softer. One that still gets out and goes and is good off her feet and legs, can stop and give you that feminine, high quality look. Heifer that's going to come in second, she's also a good structured heifer that's got some length and extension.
Okay.
She's a little further behind. The heifer's a little greener in appearance, doesn't have that same body shape, that same depth, but instead present herself with the same maternal qualities that our class winner does. Two good high quality heifers. Young ladies do a great job. Let's put our hands together and start off the show.
Our first class here in the junior show.
We're going to go sound off for a bit. Travel safe. Call Bill and Connie and let them know they need to watch the interview with Declan, okay?
That'll be like.
It'll be during
fast forward.
they can fast forward, and it'll be during the senior class of gray females.
Okay.
Here a minute. Oh, no. Come on. Okay. We're going to go sound off for again. Okay, guys, we are in the junior show.
Thank you, Judd.
We're going to take the
There's
class
only
number
class
off.
4,
I'm trying to do a
and
couple
number
things at
197.
once. My
Claire
team
Fox,
is
on
getting
first
ready
place.
to leave me.
Second place,
They
number
have to go.
365,
And
Blake
so,
Whitworth. In class
trying to get a
5,
few
we have
things
a single
done.
entry, 998, Hagen Bullion.
So we're staying for you guys live feed, but the photographers are having to leave, guys. So give me a minute, and I will get back focused on you guys, doing the best we can, trying to get a few things taken care of.
very, very high-performing female to come out here as a single entry, one that reads with a lot of extension there from the profile. I think the one that you set her in motion, her ankles read right. She maybe gets a little bit more rigid, a little quicker to her step there off her rear too. I can just see her be that much more fluid in her stride if we want to be ultra critical. But I think just a nice, feminine, high-performing extended heifer from the side. We'll see how she compares when she gets back out here for the division.
Our single entry in class 5, entry number 998, Megan Bouillon. In class 6,
Are you waiting on me?
we have 945,
I still have
Lindsay Long. Entry number 62, Grace McCall. Entry number 893, Lily Reed. In class 6. Class winners in 2, 4, 5. You make your way back into the makeup arena. We're doing our kid division champion next.
You guys are going to just have to bear with me trying to get a few things taken care of for the team before they leave.
I don't know the history, but I believe it's always been. His mom was from and I don't know about his dad. No, I don't think they were from me, honestly.
Get a trio of heifers, I'm out here, and I'll say I don't plan to just walk them in here real quick on the profile throughout the whole show, but with these smaller classes, I'm going to try to keep things rolling. That's what we'll do until we get into some of those bigger groups. But this young man's dark red heifer here in front of me is going to be the one that wins. And to kind of keep it simple and discuss her, when you can have one that's still feminine up front, and from her shoulder back is the widest and the boldest, and we ask the cattle to lead, is still the most comfortable how she gets out and goes. To me, that's the type of cattle that need to win this trio. We can make her a little more nearly level out her hips. She's a little shorter in that particular area, but it doesn't hurt her when you ask her to get out and go, and that's why I look past it and allow her to surface to the top. top and win this particular class. The young lady's heifer here on my right is going to be second, and one that did catch my eye as soon as she hit the gate. That's one that is stout in terms of her bone work, and she combines that with some extra extension up front. We get her stopped there from the side. She'll want to run downhill a bit, and so for me tying to that extra extension, I want to see her just a little more level in her top line. And the big picture is stepping behind the cattle. She's quite a bit generally flatter in her foreribs. She's a little narrower there to her base when you watch her track directly away from you. Not the case for the young lady's heifer that's in third. She's got some whip and power and matches that of our class winner, but of the set, she's the deepest there at the base of her chest. She too gets to round out of her hip. When you step off to the side of the cattle and evaluate them from the profile, she gets the plainest in her look at the top three.
Results here in Class 6, Reds. First place, entry number 62, Grayson McCall. Second place, entry number 945, Lindsay Law. Third place, entry 893, Lily Reed. Moving on to our kid champion. Out of Class 2, reading entry number 178, Ashton Womack. Out of Class 4, entry number 197, Claire.
Sound back on. We're in this calf champion drive, and again, sorry guys, I am a little bit scattered trying to take care of the team here before everybody leaves, and I will be solo here, so I'll be just doing a live feed for you guys. We're in the calf champion drive, so calf champion drive here in the red female show. So scoot a little closer to me.
Each class, and I take a step back and compare each one of them, things that I'm looking for now and are going to evaluate for the remainder of the day, and have it the highest priority is things that make them good cows first, and evaluate them in terms of their feet and legs from a structural basis. We want to make sure they're good in terms of their body. So when those halters come off and they can do the things that they need to do as far as making good cows, I want to make sure that they're able and capable of doing that. And as I take a step back, there's one that I think does that to the best or the highest degree. Is very good off her feet and legs, and you evaluate her to the center part of her body. She's the biggest and boldest and deepest, and then like we talked about just a second ago, still gives you a very feminine look from the side. I'm not going to argue if somebody wants to say one of them might be better in that particular area, but I think as an individual, she's still feminine from her shoulder back. To me, she's got the most brute cow power. That's from the young man there over the last class will be our champion. Congratulations to him.
Alrighty, we have a champion out of that last class. That's that calf champion. I will promise I will catch up, guys. We won't be having any photos. We won't have results. You guys get backdrop photos of all your champions here at the junior shows. You send everything to us, and we will post it next week.
45.
Reserve calf champion now coming in for reserve consideration. Promise I will get back to this is Division Drive, and I will start talking to you guys here in a little bit. You're just going to have to hang tight and watch the junior show.
It does get a little closer for me when we get out here in contention for reserve. To run through each one of these very quickly one more time. Young lady that came out of the first class, I think one from the side, you have to love her extension, her femininity. I think she's the epitome of attractiveness when you get off to the side of the cattle. Get it behind her and start to compare her to her contemporaries as far as the other heifers out here in contention for reserve in this division. She does get a little frailer. She gets a little narrower compared to the heifers behind her. Big stout bone, high performing extended Mexican heifer that came there out of her second class. I think one that you can still line from the side, set the cattle in motion. You can start getting maybe a little bit more critical on how she wants to handle her back too, and how she wants to pop in her pastures ever so slightly. And the things that kind of run through my mind is how critical you want to be upon that as you compare her. The heifer that was a single entry out of the third class, again, another high-performing extended one. She is a little quicker. She's a little more rigid there off her rear too. A heifer that maybe does get a little flatter right there at the base of her forerib. And then the heifer that came out of that, the second out of that class is one that you start comparing her to heifers ahead of her. She's maybe becomes the best combination of a feminine look. She's stout in terms of her bone work. She's one that's still going to get off her feet and legs. I'll keep them two together. She's a reserve. Congratulations to her.
Alrighty, out of the oldest class, we have our reserve division champion. So congratulations.
All right, our kid champion, entry number 62, Grace McCall. Our reserve kid champion, Lindsay Long. Entry number 945. We need to have Lily Reed. You are our champion, Brandon Owens. Come by and pick up your. You are the champion, Brandon Owens, in your kid division. Lily Reed.
Let's see it.
We're doing red, gray, clearly. Back up for you guys.
And our gray heifers coming to the ring now. We have entry number 330, Day. Entry 208, J.D. Rushing. Entry 87, Joel Martinez. Entry 220, Charles Eddie Wilson. Entry 786, Brian Mack Simpson. Entry 86, Joel Martinez. 891, Lily Reed. Entry 803, Shirley Gold. Entry 531, Colin Parker. Entry 776, Lily Bott. Entry 811, Wyatt Campbell. Entry 836, Kenny Sire. That is your class 2.
take care of a little business. Got that all taken care of and out of the way. And we are back with you guys. So if you've been commenting, sorry, we'll be back. Okay guys, sorry about that. We're back now, sorry. Glad everyone is watching. This is the junior show. This is the Gray Heifer Junior Show. We're going to see if we can stay live as long as we can. We are limited on our battery, but as I told people, we would sure as heck try to make this happen for you guys. So I had to take care of some business. Now that I've gotten that stuff taken care of, we will get back into this.
Young man's heifer here on my right wins and does it pretty quickly for me, and deciding that things come between second and third. I think there's two very high quality heifers that are in second and third, with the young man is a very feminine, very level made, extended heifer that still gets out and goes. It's just so comfortable on the move. Wins and does it very quickly for me in this particular class. She's not the stoutest in terms of her bone work. She's not the most powerful when you step in behind her. But as a female, you have to love that look and that femininity she has there from the side. Set the cattle in motion. Young lady's red tinged heifer here directly in front of me has a whole lot of things I like about her. Of the top three, she's got the biggest foot, she's got the biggest bone, and when you ask her to get out and go, she might handle it the best. We need her to cooperate just a little bit more to really show herself off there from the side, because comparative to our class winner, she didn't have that same unique look up front. She's not as tall there at the top of her shoulder, right there at her hump, to give her that same high quality, attractive look that our class winner does. Now let's talk about maternal qualities from a structural body standpoint. You're going to love that heifer that comes in third, and that's what I like about her so much. She's so sound off her feet and legs. She's so deep back into her flank. She gets frailer in terms of her bone work, stepping behind the cattle. She's generally flat right there. The shape to her full rib and her center body, she'll taper to her base ever so slightly. That's what gets her beat by the heifer there. And second, now heifer's in fourth, not the case. From behind, she might be the boldest, the most muscular of the five that we have out here, and that's what keeps her in that fourth spot for me. That's a stout brood cow. We need to give her more look up front. We need to make her longer, more nearly level out of her hip, to make her have a more attractive set to her hind leg if she's going to compete with the three heifers ahead of her. The heifer that's going to land off in fifth, kind of the same thing that we talked about there for the fourth. That's a modern, big-bodied, broody type of heifer that just maybe doesn't present herself with the same quality from the side. She gets a little more rigid in her passive, and the extra set to her hump. Not only isn't as attractive when she stops, but it's not as attractive when you ask her to get out and go.
Thank you, Judge. Results in Class 2. First place, Colin Parker, entry number 531. First place, also bred and owned. Second place, entry number 891, Lily Reed. Second place, bred and owned. Third place, entry 208, Dylan Rushing, and also third place, bred and owned. Fourth place, entry 836, Kitty Sager. Fifth place, entry 786, Ryan Mack Simpson. Sixth place, entry 776, Lily Boyd. Seventh place.
Okay, that first place winner in that last class, that was class number 2 in the junior show. That was Miss CBR Pearl, 722 over 0. She's a Mr. J.S. Rouge 140 daughter out of Miss CBR Bling. And in second, we had Miss 7R Remy, which is a Mr. V8616 daughter out of Miss 7R Ziggy.
Entry 788, Ryan Mack Simpson, and entry 720, Colin Crabb.
We're getting back in the flow of things. Sorry, my team had to leave. team had to leave, so you are stuck just with me. So this is the third class in the Gray Heifer Show. Hey Mike England, glad you're watching. Sure missed seeing you here. I know you guys had some bad weather. Hope that you're getting cleaned up and dried out. That's kind of scary going on when we get all that bad weather down there. Mike England joined us. He's our vice president of the executive committee. He's our VP for the ABBA.
To keep it simple, it's when these pair of heifers, when the leveler made more attractive female, who's still more collected, better off her feet and legs, it's still surprisingly bigger out of her pin set with more thickness to her quarter. That's why the young man here on the right is going to win this particular class. We can make her body shape bolder, we can make her deeper back into her flank if we want to be critical of her, but I think everything around that just reads a lot more quality compared to the heifer in second. Still a good cow. The young lady showing, or I guess cow prospect, the young lady showing that's going to come out in second. She's still feminine up there to the front third of her body. Not saying she's not down off her feet and legs, but just comparative to our class winner, she is a little more up there in her back passage, some extra set to her hop. When we get her stopped, she's one that's kind of a little steeper there out of her hip. She'll run downhill to her shoulder. They get it behind the kettle. She's a little narrow there out of her pin set. She's a little flatter all the way down there to her base. Just want to give her a shot of width around.
Results in Class 3, first place, entry number 788, Ryan Mack Simpson.
Okay, I think that Mike England would like to know that this is an ECC Rose Lucy 358/9 that just won that class. She's LMC pulled authority daughter out of Miss AA. So I'm so glad that Mike England and Danny Acevedo are watching because they had something to do with that little heifer that just won the third class in the junior show here at the Bluebonnet Kickoff.
42, Abigail Kincaid.
Okay, we are on class number 4. Class number 4 in the juniors.
Penny Armiger. If you're 837, Eddie Sayer. If you're 994, Kobe Duke.
We will try to stay for the juniors as long as we can. As I explained, my team has left. The team has left the building. You are stuck with me. We have no more photos. Super sorry, but I tell you what, I am uploading photos as we speak. We have over 5,000 photos that we took this weekend. If we didn't get a photo of you, then you weren't in the ring. Just saying. And the lovely Lo is sitting here on the same aisle as I am. You had a good day, did you not? And I want to thank her because she has donated the semen tank for this super cool thing that we're doing with AA and Bullseye Ranch. And so it's going to be a super cool sale. And the lovely Lo, as I call you, love to watch her show. She just is so smooth, guys. I know you have watched her show with us. She is just gorgeous all the way around. Pretty person inside and out. Anyway, so when you see her, make sure you give her a shout out and thank her for donating that semen tank. Okay? Are you showing later?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one are you showing? Come sit. Come on, because they're not going to hear you from way over there. So are you showing Zoe?
Yes, ma'am. I'm showing my 40 heifer and my Bullseye heifer.
Okay, she's showing 2. We're going to have the Low Fan Club, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And I love Zoe. Now, how did you do today?
I got...
Weren't she like a reserve?
I was reserving my division.
I thought you were reserving your division. And that was like the hardest division in the whole show. Weren't you in the intermediate?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Lord. You were, oh, hey, Mom, she did awesome. She was reserving her division, but you probably already figured that out.
Yes.
You were probably on that backdrop photo, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Good job. Okay, and we will see that backdrop photo in the magazine. So, you thinking that you can come run the camera for me here maybe later? What do you think? Oh, Lord. Okay, good job. Good answer. So okay, I got some relief. If I have to go to the ladies' room or something, I'm gonna have the lovely Lo come running up here. And will you do the color commentary too and talk about all the cows?
Sure.
Oh, you can probably do a better job than I can anyway. You know everybody. You're like, that heifer's really good. That heifer didn't eat good this week. what they said? Yes, ma'am. You know everything. Pretty cool, huh? See, we have all the different camera angles. So we're talking with the lovely Lauren Bolchick, and we're also going to talk about that sale that she has something to do with. See, that's the Breed to Succeed sale. So she has donated the semen tank portion of it. We have a super cool way of doing this. We're going to have the sale. You're going to be able to buy the semen in lots. The more you bid, even if you don't win the lots, the more you bid, the better chance you have at winning the semen tank. I think we should have like a big old label on it, donated by. So, okay, we need to have that. So when people go to use that semen tank, they will know that they are using a semen tank donated by a champion. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'll let you go now. So you know. She's like, oh, please let me go. Okay. Back in the ring. Thank you for joining me. Jeremy Lowen in the house watching. 4L. Hey Jeremy, you look really super cool in the Hawaiian shirt. We definitely decided that the Hawaiian shirt was what you should wear with gray cattle. I'm thinking maybe with red cattle, maybe something, I don't know, a little bit more palmy. I don't know. It was very cool. You looked great as always. We're in the 4th class. We have a boatload of cattle to get through. From my understanding, there's about 325 heifers to show tonight. It's past my bedtime already, guys, and I'm running low on battery, both myself and my camera equipment, so we'll hang in there with you guys as long as we can. Luckily, I still have a thermos of coffee. Glad you guys are watching from Brazil. Let us know what you think and where you're watching from. Rancho Chapapote. Rancho Chapapote. Oh, I think we have someone that's excited here. We have a winner here in the junior show. We're in the junior show, Enrique. You guys don't have this in Mexico. We're in the junior show at the Bluebonnet.
Take a step back and evaluate these 3 females that sort from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and I'll be the first to admit that the reason the young lady's heifer here on my right doesn't win a lot quicker is because you can tell she's probably got the least body of these 3. But the age and where we're at this stage in the game, I'm not going to hurt her, which is actually the most genuine and the best from a composition standpoint. Heifer even down in 3rd, so maybe pushing a little bit more than I'd like to see at this stage of the game. So I'm not going to beat her on the fact that she doesn't have as much body as heifers in 2nd, 3rd, when everything else around it is my favorite. That heifer's the best off her feet and legs. She's the most attractive in terms of her appearance. Set the cattle in motion. She's just the most collected in the way she's put together. From behind, she's got enough to her. I think that heifer's just overall my favorite outside of her body, and that's why she wins this particular class. I'm not saying it's bad, but that is where I could beat her if I was going to with the heifers in 2nd and 3rd. The heifer's going to come in 2nd. She's astounding. She's the widest of the top 3. She's got got a lot of thickness up high. She's got a lot of thickness when you step in behind the cattle. To match all that thickness up high, we can give her a little bigger foot. We can make her a little bigger leg. And more importantly, when the cattle are in motion, she makes a little quicker step there off her rear too. We can only see her take a longer, more comfortable stride to work her up or switch her with the heifer there in first. The heifer's going to come in third. That's a modern, big-bodied, really good kind of type of, I guess, cow, you can say, heifer that's got some thickness from behind. Like we talked about a second ago, she's maybe already pushing a little bit more than I'd like to see this early on. It causes her to get a little extra there in her chest, one that just doesn't come together with that same attractive look as the heifers in first and second do. A big bone, high-performing, very extended heifer that comes in fourth. This one does get a little too flat right there in her forerib. She'll cut too much back into her flank. She's got some extra set to her hop that doesn't allow her to be as comfortable when you ask her to get out and go. Young man that's going to come in fifth. The heifer just needs more time. I think that heifer reads with a ton of quality from a structural aspect. She's one that reads with some quality as far as her trackness there from the side. She's the greenest in terms of her condition, making her a little harsher there through her center body. A good group, high quality heifer to go ahead and win this class. If we could, let's put our hands together and congratulate each one of these individuals as they exit the ring.
Thank you, Judd. Your votes in class 4. First place, entry number 1161, Hollis Decker. Also first place, Brandon Owen. Second place, entry 570, Trace Tran. Third, entry 837,
Okay, so in first we had Hollis Deckert. I just love watching Hollis show. She does such a fabulous job. She's showing her DQD Samantha 33/9. And that is a JDH Mr. Ed Manso's daughter out of Miss Cornell, 60/0. In second place, we had the young Trant, that's Trace Trant, with JTB Lord 1391. That's JTB Overseer 1032 daughter out of Lady L. Crystalie Menso.
Class 5.
I'm going to go hit a camera and fix one of my camera angles that's a little out of whack. I'm going to leave you guys alone for a moment, Tito. We will be back soon. This is going to be junior class 5. This is the junior class 5 in the gray heifers.
Q528, Beth Lambert. Entry 7, High Haber. Entry 327, A4 Pay. 882. Melon Netchie.
Alrighty, I am back. Got that camera straight. It was like super crooked. Let's see what it's looking like now. Here we go. And there you go. Ramen Selecto, those are our friends in Mexico. Super excited about having that sale that we're going to be having. And Rancho Tepecote was watching a second ago. Hopefully they still are. Ramen Selecto, that's going to be our sale That'll be the first time there'll ever be an online auction of cattle in Mexico. We're the first platform to do that. That's going to be September 25th and 26th. The platform will be translated. It'll be in multiple languages, as well as it'll have different currencies too. So we're rolling that out next week. We'll start running some test sales for you guys to practice on. We're very excited about the different features. We'll do some Facebook posts about the different things that you can do. But we just want to say thank you to our friends over at the Brahman Selecto that have decided to use us. And again, that is going to be the breeders, Rancho Ganaderia Santa Fe, Aguacatilla, El Dorado, Rosa del Alba, Las Naranjas, Rancho Chapapote, Catrenta, El Aguacatilla, the red division, I believe, and the gray division, and El Caposo. So again, thank you for them having their sale on bestcattlesales.com. Carolyn Falgo, how are you? We agree, the cattle look just tremendous. Thank you for watching from Brazil. These are the juniors, so these are young people. They've done a tremendous job in their program. They do a great job of showing. They are very capable of competing with anyone. I think that our junior program is fabulous. We're very supportive of that program. Hoping the judge moves along quickly since my batteries will only last so long. We want to see low show. Oh wow, I kind of rhymed there. We want to see low show. Everybody's like, low show with Zoe. Not that the other one's not good too, it's just the name rhymes a little bit. This is class, not division, right? Yeah, this is class, okay. Yeah. Got myself lost there. Time to go fix the camera. Be right back, y'all. Have fun.
She's scared. No, seriously.
A little more challenging of a trio of these three heifers because depending on what view you have of them, I think each one of them are the best in a different area. So the young man's heifer that's going to win, to me, is my favorite from the profile. The young lady's heifer there in second is my favorite, just stepping behind him in terms of stoutness and power. And then set the cattle in motion, the young man's heifer in third might actually be my favorite. But the reason I'm going to go ahead and land on this young man's heifer here on my far right is because I don't dislike her on the move. I think that heifer's still good in terms of her angles and how she gets out and goes, and that from look from the side is very, very easy to stay with or stick with, and tie into. Get in behind her if we want her to win quicker or when we get critical of her, she needs more to her. She does get too flat right there at the base of her forehip. She's too narrow out of her pin set, and I certainly want to fix that about her. But in terms of maternal characteristics, she becomes my favorite to go ahead and win this particular class. The heifer that's going to come in second, that's one that you love for having a big set of feet and legs. She's bold in terms of her body. She's thick up high. She's thick when you step in behind her. She still handles it all right when you ask her to get out and go. She gets a little weaker there in her passers. When you get her stopped, heifer that's a little weaker there behind her shoulder, gets a little steeper there out of her hip, doesn't allow her to have that same look of quality as what our class winner does. Now, like we talked about, set the cattle in motion. The young man's red tinged heifer has got a big foot. She's correct in terms of her angles, and I think she's very, very sound in the way she uses her feet and legs. We get her stopped. She gets the deepest about her chest. She's the weakest right there behind her shoulder. We need to get her a little bit leveler there in her top line to allow herself to give that same look of quality as what the two heifers ahead of her do. The heifer that's going to come in fourth, the young lady does a phenomenal job getting her shown. When she gets her stopped and stuck there from the profile, you like just the smoothness that she has from front to back. A heifer that's level in terms of her top line. When you start studying her down low, she's a little deeper in her chest. She'll want to cut up into her flank, set the cattle in motion. She's a little shorter there off her step, off her rear tube. We can just allow her to be that much more comfortable when she gets out and goes. We can work her up amongst those three. I don't like putting a heifer, I think, with this much future that low. She's big bone, she's sound structured. She's just the greenest in terms of her condition compared to her contemporaries, causing her to be a lot harder there through her center body and give her a little more time on feet to soften back up into her flank. Not the case for the heifer that's going to round out the class. She's very, very deep. She's very soft back into her flank. We need to stout her up in terms of her bone work, get in behind her. She's the narrowest and flattest of this class. I just want to give her a shot of win throughout.
Alrighty, and first we have Colin Parker showing his Miss CBR Lauren 710/9. And in second we have the JDH Lady Manso 506/1, which is a JDH Mr. Manso 840 daughter, the graduate.
Third place.
All right, class number 6 coming in the ring.
Fourth place, if you DPU2, or family, Nadenchi. Fifth place, if you number 7, Aver. And sixth place, if you 327.
This is going to be class number 6 coming in the ring.
Also, second place, Brad Nolan. Class 6, coming in the ring, we have 5993. Goldie Joe Tech, entry 82, Anna Pickering, entry 916, Catherine Amateur, entry 821, Madison Parker, entry 351, Connor Thibodeau, entry 1004, Pine Bluff Ranch, entry 212, J.D. Russell, entry 575, Holden Jefferson, and entry 240, Sydney Slater.
Gonna go fix a different camera now. Be right back, guys. Okay, sorry guys. Had to go fix the camera. You maybe saw me run across the arena. Woo. Okay. Let's get you guys straight. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Class J6. Zooming right along. Lord. Hey, Michelle Moffat, how are you? Tino Perez is watching. Thank you, Tino. Patrenta? Just saying. We are so excited about the sale. We are super pumped about the sale that we are going to have with Ramen Selecto. So super pumped. First time ever for a sale in Mexico online. We'll have it on bestcattlesales.com. If you're watching from Mexico, make sure you watch. We'll be posting. We're still working on the adaptions, and we'll have that done next week. And we will have our tutorials in both Spanish and English. So, Ramen Selecto. Juan Rodriguez, glad you're watching. You're just saying. Could be late. We're going to go silent for just a bit. Okay, we are back sound live. We have to warn everyone, since they're all talking so good about me behind my back. There you go. Okay, we're going to walk these cattle again. This is class 6, and then we'll go into the half champion drive. Hey, Lo, are we going to have yearlings in this too, or is that just at the All-American? Okay, thank goodness. Just saying. All right.
Young ladies, red tinged heifer that's going to win this class. I wish I could clean up just that much more through the front third of her body. Just talking about her there in her dewlap area. But I think from her shoulder back, she's easily my favorite. And because she still has some extension and femininity about her head and neck, it still allows me comfort to use her to win. I think that heifer is the best in terms of a combination of having a big set of feet and legs that still work very, very good when you ask her to get out and go. She's level made, she's balanced in terms of her look. Stepping behind the cattle, I think she's still bold in terms of her center body. She's big in her pin set, square all the way there, down there to her foundation. You get a little too critical ahead of her shoulder, I understand, but I still think that heifer's plenty feminine in that area, and she's no doubt my favorite from her shoulder back. A young man's heifer that's going to come in second. This isn't wanting to cooperate. He's doing a great job sticking with her. That's a high-performing, very extended type of heifer that's surprising when you get in behind her in terms of her body shape and thickness. To compete with her class winner, I want to see her more nearly level out of her hip. I want to see her a little bigger in terms of her bone and foot size as well. Another heifer that's going to come in third. When that young lady gets her stuck right here, that view I'm getting from the side, absolutely love that. Now, that heifer is has a unique combination of a long neck, and she's very, very bold and thick from behind. Ask her to get out in motion, or when she doesn't cooperate, mowing her down when that young lady wants her to. She gets a little rounder the way she's put together. She gets pretty round there out of her hips. She'll want to duck her pins and get up underneath herself on the move. You keep sticking her like that, it kind of makes me go back and think about some things, but that heifer is just a little too round when she gets out and moves. A big, high-performing, huge lady heifer that's going to come in fourth. That heifer's got an absolutely massive set of feet and legs, but for me to tie into the big, high-performing stout one, it needs to come with more width from behind, and that's just not the case. You watch that heifer go directly away from you, she'll funnel down to her base. She's one that needs to be square in her hock placement. I just want to blow her apart to match that stoutness she has from the side, and once she gets out and goes, she'll get up in the middle part of her top ever so slightly. The heifer that's going to come in fifth, that's a very powerful, modern, big body brood cow. She just also gets a little too round in terms of her build. She'll run downhill to her shoulder. She'll round there out of her hip. She's still comfortable enough for me at the ground. Her top line just too off when you get off to the side of her.
Rhonda Peterson watching
Thank you,
us.
Judd. Results in
The
class
lovely
6.
Madison Peterson had a
Entry number
really good show.
821, first place, Madison Parker.
Okay.
Second, entry number 993, will be Bill Buchanan. Third,
We had a winner that last class was Madison Parker, and that was 4P Miss Callie, 04/9. That's going to be a JDH Mr. Manso, 638 daughter. And then second, we had the JDH Lady Manso, 495/1, that Colby Joe was showing. And that's a JDH Atlas Manso daughter, out of JDH Lady Manso, 901. Speaking of JDH, I mean, we just have to have a shout out to JD Hudgens. JD Hudgens, they need no introduction. They are breeders of beef type Brahmins. So thank you for all they do for the young people and for the Brahmin breed in general. We're getting ready to go into the division drive. This is division drive for the calf.
out of class 3.
In that very first class in this great show, Colin Parker had his Miss CBR Pearl 722/0. This is a daughter of Miss J.S. Root. In the second class, we had the ECC Pole Lucy that we were talking to Mike England about. This is going to be an LMC Pole Authority daughter, as he would know. In that third class, we had the DQD Samantha 33/9 with fan favorite Hollis Deckert leading. Then we had Colin Parker, which this is Jennifer Mask showing for Colin Parker because he can't be in two places at once. This is Miss
Bring each one of these class winners back out. I think
And
there's a lot of
then-
quality laid in
and
each one of
discount.
these class winners to represent their class. But to me, there's one that just kind of rises above the rest in terms of being next level as far as her attractiveness and femininity from the side. I think one that's very good in the way she's put together from a structural standpoint while being so attractive up front and from behind. I think one that's got plenty of to her. Young man there in our first class is going to be our champion. Congratulations.
Pearl is
sir.
calf champion. Congratulations to Colin Parker and his Pearl, which is also a bred known. So congratulations. He was reserve grand champion at the All-American in the bred known. Coming in for reserve consideration is going to be, flipping back, Miss 7R Remy. Miss 7R Remy with Lily Reed. Slowly making their way up. We should have the adults out there helping, since during the adult show, not that's really an adult show, it's an open show, all the young people have to help. Well, now they're showing. Where are all these?
Second place coming in on that, entry number 891, Lily Reed.
Hey, David, thanks for watching us. Watching from Columbia. So glad you guys are watching. We're in the calf division of the Gray Show. The judges hands on hips making his decision.
A lot closer for me when it comes down for reserve out here in this particular division. There's a few heifers that come into consideration to kind of run through those three. The young lady there out of class 3, that's a high-performing female that's got a ton of extension and femininity through the front third of her body. Set the cattle in motion. She feels her track and is so comfortable. We talked about in class that she wasn't the biggest body, and that's still something I want to fix about her when we get out here in this particular division in contention for reserve. She will get shallower back into her flank compared to the two heifers behind her. She's a little flatter right there in the shape to her forerib, and I just wish we could just blow her apart in that particular area to like her that much more when you get off to the side of her. The heifer that came out of the 4th class, a little more challenging group. That's a heifer from the side you absolutely love. Her levelness, a female that's very, very attractive in terms of her look. Like we talked about in that particular class, you get it behind her, she is too flat. We need to make that heifer wider, we need to make her bolder and thicker when you step in behind the cattle. And the heifer that came there in the last class, there's only one thing I want to fix about her. We need to clean her up there in her throat, just to make her that much more better looking there from the side. When you talk about things that make cattle good balanced, and just you talk about them being good in terms of their angle, the angle to their shoulder, good the levelness and length there out of their hip, and the set there to their hump, that not only allows them to get out and go with comfort, but can allow their pieces to fit back together, or fit together like they're supposed to, and her chest is plenty up in her, she's plenty deep in her flank. I can keep rambling on. That's my second favorite. She'll be a reserve. Congratulations to her.
Alrighty, and out of the last class, we have...
Just a minute, Deborah. So we need a bread and milk. Just a minute. Hold your places. Hold your places.
Okay, everybody stay in the pen. Alrighty, so out of the last class, we have Madison Parker with her 4P Miss Callie. That's going to be a JDH Mr. Manso 638 out of Miss V8 640/7. She will be our reserve champion in the owned show. And then we're going to have a bred and owned reserve champion in the bred and owned.
All right, our kid champion, Mr. Colin Parker, ticket number 531, also was a champion bred and owned. Our reserve champion, Madison Parker. We are now going for our reserve champion bred and owned. We need a few more exhibitors up here. We need Lily Reed, exhibit number 891.
Okay, guys, what they're doing now is they're bringing back in the bred and owned, reserve calf champion, because Colin Parker was
Event
half
number
champion
240,
in both
Sydney
the
Slade.
owned and bred note. No yawning. Just saying. Been a long day. Okay, trying to get all those bred knowns in here. Reserve calf champion. Are we ready? Let's go. Okay. We are ready. Moving along, watching us from Colombia, watching us from Wisconsin.
Evaluate each four of these heifers on a comparative note to be reserve bred known, and heifers that were in contention out here for reserve overall in this particular division, I think kind of surfaced. That heifer that's on our left, I liked her in class, and I was talking about her being a little rounder. The heifer that's going to be second there to that first class is one that I think's got a lot of future. She's got a big set of feet and legs that work very good. I just need a little more time, and we can clean her up there through her sheath as well, just to make her that much better. So it comes down between the two heifers directly here in front of me. And I think too that if you just talk them independently, are going to be very similar in how you discuss them for being good structured. I think they're attractive in terms of their look. The heifer we talked about there out of here to my right was one that needed more body. The heifer here to my left was one that just needed a little bit more to her. I think you can go back and forth. To me, my second favorite would be reserve of the red known division is going to be a lady here on my right. Congratulations to her.
Alrighty then, Hollis Deckard is going to be the reserve calf champion in the bred and owned.
Champion into Hollis Deckard.
That's DQD Samantha 33/9, and that's going to be a JDH Mr. Ed Manso daughter out of Miss Cornell 60/0. I have a feeling we'll be going back to the red
Moving
show.
on now to class 9, summer yearling heifers, grade division. We have entry number 76, Camp McCall. Entry number 171, Chad Fable. Entry 727, Madison Peterson. Entry 201, Claire Fontenot. Entry 819, Wyatt Parker. Entry 99, Adeline Camberley. Entry 1034, Holly Welty. 155, Bronson Grimes. 472, Isaac Durham. 866, Rebel Ranch. 297, Brent Harris.
How fair is that? Hold on just a second, guys. I'm here for her. Lord, I'm tired. I'm just here for her.
Young ladies heifer here on my right, one, and then in about 5 steps, they're out of the gate. Then it just took time to sort through the rest of them. I think one that puts together a lot of good pieces. They're combining width, body, and thickness, and still a good set of feet and legs, and a very, very attractive look there from the side. A little closer decision between second and third. What it comes down to, I guess to keep it simple, is I think both of them have structural issues. I think both of them could be a little bit better in their angles. The young lady's heifer here in second's got more length, she's got more extension, so when that young lady gets her stopped and presented there from their profile, she's a little more attractive in her look. Big set of feet and legs come on the heifer in third, with some thickness there from behind. She gets a little too pushed forward there in the angle of her shoulder when you lay her back there in her hump to allow more, I guess, just flexibility there off the front end of her skeleton and her structure. The heifer that's going to come in fourth, that's a big, high-performing, very extended type of heifer that's got a huge set of feet and legs. I like her stoutness of bone. Stepping behind her, though, doesn't come with the same kind of width as you'd expect. And then you get that or set the cattle in motion, she'll work up in her top line a bit. And then a good, moderate heifer that's going to come in fifth, that's good off her feet and legs. Get her stopped there from the profile. She's a little deeper in her chest, and she'll want to cut back up into her flank, throwing off her balance, and it's not giving her the same look of quality as some of the cattle that are ahead of her.
Class 9, first place, entry 727,
Okay.
Madison Peterson.
In first place, we had Madison Peterson. Madison Peterson was
Second.
leading her Walters
Number
Derby
1034,
Rojo.
Callie
That's going to
Walking.
be a Mr. C.D.
Third.
Rocky daughter
And
out of
number
Miss
201,
RB
Claire Foxall. Fourth,
6'3" over 4.
Number
And in
99.
second, we had Callie Welty showing her
Emily.
PCC Karen K 47 over 9.
First
That's going to be a
grade
smoking gun daughter
297,
out of
Brent
CT
Harris.
Miss Karen Rhino.
six.
We're going to be moving into
And
class
second
10
grade,
here.
Nolan
Class
Bronson
10
Bryan,
in
entry
the
number 155.
red show.
7, entry 76, Kent McCall. 8, entry 819,
Just saying, we're starting
Wyatt
running a little
Parker.
lower on batteries, guys.
9, entry
I'm thinking we can
171,
hang out maybe
Ed
another
Baker.
hour for you.
10, entry 472,
Hoping we make it
Isaac
through
John.
today.
On the 9, class 10, come in the ring. We have Golden Family, entry number 1129. Entry 542, Colin Barker. Entry 150, David Humble. Entry number 118, Reagan Sunrow. Entry 1016, Haley Hayes. Entry 1169.
Also want to let you guys know that we are uploading all the photos that we took so far today. So we'll have about 5,000 photos total probably from this event. You will be able to order your photos. You can buy them online. We have super special prices. Also, if you do one of those junior congrats ads, you get a coupon for all the photos you want. All the photos you want. So if you are looking for Grumman photos, we have them. We have all of them that we're uploading that we had taken today. Those beautiful photos that Brandolin took and also that Miss Mandy took. So you can get your photos today. Again, this is class 10 in the red female show, junior show. That's why we have the J there. It's class J10. want to say thank you to Genetic Costa Rica. Genetic Costa Rica, shipping and distribution of semen and embryos in Costa Rica. Our good friends at Bullseye Ranch, V8 Ranch, JD Hudgens, and BR Cottrell use them for some distribution into Costa Rica. So if you are looking to buy semen or embryos in Costa Rica, or if you are looking to sell into Costa Rica, we think you really should visit with Genetic Costa Rica. Also want to thank the Rich Cattle Company, Bob Rich Cattle Company, the Rich family. They do a tremendous job in their breeding program. Just want to say thank you to them. They have some great genetics. You need to visit with Bob Rich and Wendy. They do a great job in their program. They are very impacted in the red Brahman breed. So thank you for them for supporting us here at the Bluebonnet Kickoff in this live feed. Also, don't forget about that Watkins Cattle Company Females with the Look sale. That is August 4th. That is the online sale that will be held August 4th. And look for that sale online at Cattle in Motion. They have some great heifers for sale, and Maximus. That is the home of Maximus. So don't forget to visit with Stuart Watkins of Watkins Cattle Company about his bull Maximus. Of course, thank you to Schulte Cattle Company. Schulte Cattle Company, they had a good day today. They have some tremendous genetics, both red and gray. So if you are looking for show prospects, they're going to have a private treaty sale later this fall. So visit with Casey Schulte at Schulte Cattle Company. They really do a great job in their program and have really had a successful Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo earlier this year. And of course, Casey is very influential in putting this show together. She is kind of leads the show team here with the Bluebonnet Association. It's a team effort, and they all do a tremendous job. So can't say enough about Schulte Cattle Company.
Two heifers that are in first and second that are both very feminine in terms of their appearance and level in terms of their makeup, and set the cattle in motion, their sound. To keep it simpler, the young man's on my right heifer a little stouter, stepping behind the cattle. She's a little wider, she's a little bolder from every angle, and I think from the side, you just have to love the way she's put together. I already talked, a good structure, very attractive feminine heifer that comes in second. I want to stout her up in terms of her bone work. I want to give her a little more width and power when he's stepping behind the cattle to switch that pair. Now the stoutest and boldest one of the three is going to be the young ladies that comes in third. Just when you get off to the side of her, she gets a little deeper there at the base of her chest. She's got a lecture navel, and the heifer that gets steeper out of her hip is just a little plainer in terms of her look. Young man's heifer that's going to come in fourth is one that's got a lot of femininity and extension up front. She's leveling her top line once he gets her stopped and stuck there from the profile. One that just wants to work up in her top line. We ask her to get out and go, and the deeper chested heifer will cut up in her flank ever so slightly. The heifer that's going to come in fifth just needs to calm down a bit to present that femininity and extension I think she has there from the side. She could too have a little more width from behind. We can see her be a little more nearly level there at her hip.
Results in Class 10.
Okay, in the Class 10, our first place winner was Colin Parker with his DB Southern Style 1 over 675. DB Southern Style 1 over 675. That's going to be a Mr. J.S. Rouge daughter out of DB Southern Style 1 over 040. And then in second place, we had Jennifer Mass leading her Miss H.C. Laddie 115 over 9. And that is going to be a Maximus daughter out of Miss CBR 352 over 4.
1069, Haley Phillips. In 8th place, into 1016, Haley Hayes. Our first place, Brandon Owen. Isabella Lowen, entry 1129. Class 11, entry 206, Katie Fontenot.
Okay, we are moving into Class 11.
Haley Phillips.
Going to step away from the camera for a minute, guys, and go fix a second camera, and we will be back.
Entry 769, John Wayne Keeler. Entry 1012, Samantha Hayes. Entry 761, Addison Dowdy.
I like both these heifers that stand in first and second quite a bit, and I think they both represent a different type of kind. You just have to ask yourself which one you want to go with, what body type do you want, and just run with it. The young ladies that's going to go ahead and win this particular class is the higher performing female that reads with more length and extension. With that allows her just to read with a little more attractiveness there from the profile, because she does study longer and more nearly level there out of her hip. Set them in motion. I let them make that extra lap to really try to study them and find a huge difference as far as how they think they are from a functionality standpoint, and I don't know if there is that big of a difference. She's not as bold, she's not as thick as what the heifer is in second, but I think that's the big high-performing extended heifer who's just more feminine in terms of her appearance. The heifer that's going to come in second, that's the modern brood cow prospect that studies bolder in terms of her body shape. She's certainly quite a bit thicker when you step in behind the cattle, but with that moderation, you can also look at her being a lot smaller. At the same time, the heifer's pushing a little more condition, just starts to get a little plainer in terms of her look. The heifer that's going to come in third is another one that studies with some extension, a female that's got some look up there to the front third of her body. She'll start to study a little steeper out of her hip. She's a little shallower in terms of her rib cage. We can just make her that much deeper and softer to finish her maternal look there from the profile. Another big, stout, powerful one that comes in next with a big set of feet and legs. She's got some thickness there when you step in behind the cattle. She just gets a lot rounder the way she's put together. She's a little rounder there out of her hip, a little steeper out of her hip, one that just gets a little plainer there from the profile. A good moderate, this basic type of cow that comes in next. One's a little frailer there at her foundation. She's a little plainer in her look as well. Opposite the heifer that's going to ride out the class. One that's very level made, very attractive and extended when you get off to the side of her. But of the group, she's the frailest, she's the flattest and the narrowest. Just want to give her a shot of whip her out.
Thank you, Judd. Result in class 11, first place, entry 206, 85. Second place, entry 974.
Okay, in first place we had Katie Fontenot showing her Miss WCC 346/9. I think she won in the open show too, and that is a Maximus daughter out of FR Miss Dieter, Illinois. And in second place we had one that I just love. I love her name. CT is Rojo Frioli, 1/9. That's going to be a Butterbean daughter out of CT Lady Riley Manso. And they did really good in the open show too. So kind of a repeat from the open show there. And I think Connie Nettles is watching. Connie Nettles and Bill Nettles, they weren't able to be here. But we are super pumped for them. They were reserve grand champion red female with their rainbow female. So shout out to Connie and Bill Nettles. We had a little interview with Bethlehem Bishop, who was on the lead on their reserve grand champion red females. You're looking for proven genetics. Clearly, they have you covered. That's 4N Ranch, Bill and Connie Nettles there in Mississippi, and they just had a big win today in the red female show in the open show. We're here in the junior show, and this is going to be class number 12. This is going to be class number 12 in the junior red female. So Connie, if you're watching, shout out to you and Mr. Bill. Hey Scott, so glad you guys are watching. Okay, in the arena we have the CT Lady Pasco, which is a Pasco daughter out of CT Lady 380 Rhino. And then we have DB Southern Style 1/654. That's going to be a RCC Torxon Legacy daughter. And out of DB Southern Style 1/342. Getting ready for that intermediate champion in the red female show next.
The stouter, bigger body heifer to my right is going to win this particular class. From behind the cattle, she's one that studies bigger out of her hip. She's thicker from behind. She maintains that squareness all the way to her foundation. Get off to the side of her, I'm certainly going to give the edge just in terms of femininity and extension to the heifer in second, but I think a heifer that's still balanced. I still think she's plenty attractive there from the profile. There's no doubt, if we just study it from their shoulder forward, that the heifer in second is definitely more attractive and reasonably more full in that particular area, but there's a whole lot more cattle from their shoulder back, and now when it's flatter in the shape of her body, she'll cut up into her flank. She gets narrow out of her pin set and frailer there to her foundation. I think a heifer that just needs a shot of width around for me to switch that favor.
So in first we had
Results in class 12. Entry number 968, Joyce Wilson
no,
Feathers.
it was Joyce.
Second.
Okay, Frijoли. Holy moly, Frijoli.
Going in for our
Oh no, I'm sorry. I lied.
Out of class 9.
I had the names wrong. That was last class. CT Lady Pasco 10 over 9 won that class, and DB Southern Style 1 over 654 was second. That's Torkson daughter was second. So it looks like we are doing the division drive, intermediate division in the red female show.
12. Entry number 968, Joyce Wilson Feathers.
Hey Tom Odin, so glad you are watching. And Barry Smith, he was here earlier today. Glad he is watching.
Your Brad Nolan. You need to have Brandon Harris.
I'm running out of batteries, guys. Gonna last maybe another 45 minutes. Sorry. Best I can do. Need the judge to move along.
To keep things rolling, I think there's 4 high-quality heifers out here to represent each one of their classes. There was one that won her class very, very quickly, and I think she wins this division just as easy for me. You know, there, that first class is our champion. Congratulations to her.
All right, Madison Peterson will be champion in the intermediate division. She won that first class. So Madison is going to be intermediate champion with her Walters Kirby Rojo out of Mr. CB Rocky. Coming in for reserve consideration is going to be Callie Welty with her PCC Karen K.
It does get a lot closer for me when I start to compare back and forth for a reserve to this particular division. You bring second out of that class, that's a heifer that ran into a lot of competition. There's a lot of give and take between her and some of the other heifers in that class. I just don't know if she gets out and goes, is good enough of her feet and legs to be in contention out here for reserve. It comes down between the 3 behind her. The young man there out of that second class, no doubt, to the view I have right here from the side, that heifer's the most attractive. She's the most feminine up front. She draws the levels from their back. She's sound. A heifer now, if we don't talk her comparatively to the ones behind her, I think she's got enough body shape and thickness. We could make her a little bigger bone, certainly there from the profile if we want to be critical. But I think from the size, she's definitely the winner of those 3. Now you got 2 stouter, 2 wider ones behind her, and that's why it does get close for me, and that's where the discussion starts to become of those 2. And I think honestly they're both similar. swimmer. I think you can talk those two together as being the big boned, big body, thick type of cattle that are still good off their feet and legs, just don't have that same out there look. So with that said, to me, I guess the one that's the most unique, the one that has the most things to get excited about is going to be the young man there out of our second class.
All right, Colin Parker with his DB Southern style will be the reserve champion in the intermediate. I have a feeling we'll be coming back for a bred and own. Or not. Just trying to see if we're coming back for a bred and own.
Entry number 727, Madison Peterson. Our reserve, number 542, Colin Parker. Bred and owned, we need to have entry number 300.
Yep, we're having bred and owned. Bred and owned division drive next.
Isabel Lauren, the ring. This will be for our bred and owned intermediate.
Okay, this is the Bred and Owned Cap Championship. Bred and Owned Cap Champion. I'm sorry.
It's
Intermediate.
above the law.
Sorry. Got lost.
1129.
Bred and Owned Intermediate Championship in the red females. I have a feeling we will make it through the gray intermediate and then we will have to shut it down. Our power is running low.
Entry number 156, be on standby. Bronson Brown. Entry 156, be on standby.
Don't forget, guys, BrahmanPhotos.com. BrahmanPhotos.com for all the photos from the show. We have special pricing. You can get photos for as low as $3 a piece. That is super cool. So BrahmanPhotos.com for all your photo needs. I need an extension cord. You are so correct, Barry. But it gets to a point where I can't get even that to work. So yeah, I would like an extension cord. I did have enough power at the All-American. I didn't have the internet. I have the internet here and I don't have the power stand. And I don't think that they have any power stands either. Everything I think is battery operated even across the way. So good night from Barretos, Brazil. Anna, we are so glad that you watched us and you were with us. We will be here a little bit longer. This is the Bred and Owned Intermediate Division.
So bring it back out here for our bred and owned division. Two heifers that win their classes of the bred or win be bred and owned champions of their classes. Young lady has heifer here on the right is one I dislike for having a little extra body shape and depth back into her flank. A heifer that's still pretty good looking up front. To me, just the more powerful, thicker type of heifer that I prefer. She'll be our champion. Congratulations to her. And then as we take a step back and have our second class in contention for reserve, I think two females that are different in terms of their frame sizes, different in terms of their growth patterns. to me, I just like the extra performance, the extra length and extension of the heifer here on my right. She'll be reserved. Congratulations to that young lady.
All right. Aloan is going to be reserve bred and owned champion. Very good. Congratulations, guys. Getting ready to go back to the gray show. Back to the gray show, and I think this will be the last of the, we'll be able to hang in there for the intermediate division, and then we will have to call it a day. All right, this is the last nine.
Going back
Last
into the
nine
grays
of the
now.
grays.
Entry number 738, Kelsey Clayton.
I can't.
Entry
well,
number
maybe they're
1088,
gonna charge it.
Marisa Cougar. Entry 1005.
Well, what happens is with the iPads, alrighty, we are back live. People are trying to find me battery, but there's only so much we can do. I do have some water and coffee, thank you.
Oh, you have coffee too?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody knows about you for the jambalaya. I told them to get a hold of you.
Yeah, get a hold of me. Perfect.
So get a hold of them. They're shooting for Lake Charles.
Oh, that'd be great.
They're hoping to know by Monday.
Okay.
Oh, 14, 15,
Okay, we just want everyone to know that Suzanne Lindley is trying to watch while running errands because she had to go to the parts store to get something for someone who's fixing something at her house. But we are here for you, Suzanne. We are trying to get through as much as we can. We're hoping that if the judge gets moving along, that we will make it for as much as we can. We appreciate him doing a good job. We like it when a judge is quick and efficient and accurate. So doing a good job here today. A lot of big classes. So we have been here since 7:15 this morning, running the video and super happy to be here. I'm thinking I need to train another one of my team members to help me with this. Iran, if Iran was here, he could do it. He would be doing it in Spanish though. Just saying. Yeah, it's not about battery. I'm so sorry. I've got a big one like that. The problem is when it starts, it can't recharge while it's running. You know what I mean? It just, even though I've got full battery, it'll go down. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not about the batteries.
See, she knew you would have all the good stuff. We'll see how long I last. Savannah's in the pen. There she is right there. Sorry she got pulled, Suzanne. Wave at Savannah. See? Suzanne's watching. That was a good move. Just saying. Yeah, and the McCalls were watching too earlier. Okay, sound back on. Alrighty, I'm back. We're having a great time here. We're moving right along. And let's see what the judge has decided to do. He's moving some around. We have a Schulte branded heifer at the front. I think that's an MN in the second. Looks like the judge is making his decisions, and he is going to talk the cattle.
Young lady's heifer that's going to win is one that's extremely stout. When you study her from the ground up, she's got a big foot, she's big-legged, a heifer that's very, very powerful and thick up high and from behind. And then I love that once you get her stopped and study her there from the profile, that she can still be so ladylike in terms of her appearance. I think one that's extended, very feminine, and just as far as her attractiveness. Now, where I want to fix her, you ask her to get out and go. I think it's more of her just being a little lazy. She don't want to get out and go and with the same kind of speed as like what the heifer in second does. But her angle's still really right. She's still feeling her tracks. I think she's plenty good structured. Like I said, it's maybe her being a little lazy. The heifer's going to come in second. Definitely fixes her in that particular area. I think her angles read very, very good. She feels her track, and she's so comfortable when you ask her to lead. A heifer that also is very attractive there from the side. I just compared her to our class winner. She gets a little flatter there in terms of her body. I think a heifer that's just a little narrow there out of her pin set gets out-horsed a bit compared to our class winner. The heifer that's going to come in third. A young lady comes out here again and does a phenomenal job getting one shown from the side. Once she gets her loin, she's level in terms of her appearance. I think a heifer that's still plenty sound on the go. And she's got some mass up high, but I want to match that at the ground with a bigger set of feet and legs. She gets a little frailer in terms of her bone work. Heifer that's starting to get a little deeper there at the base of her chest. The heifer that's going to come in fourth is also another a very powerful, broody one. I think we're starting to get a little past her prime and pushing a little extra condition. I think we could clean her up compositionally. When you watch her go directly away from you, she'll want to funnel to her base, making me begin to question how much of that width that you're seeing is some extra condition. Then it's a good basic practical brood cow that's going to go ahead and round out this group of five. One that I don't think you can ever go wrong with from just being good structured, a good body. She's starting to be a little bit smaller than the rest. I think a heifer that gets a little deeper there at the base of her chest, consequently making her a little cleaner there in her look. Young man does a great job getting her shown. If we could, let's put our hands together for each one of these exhibitors and give them congratulations.
Our results of Class 9. First place, entry number 738, Kelsey Ford. Second place, entry 719, Connie Pratt. Third place, entry 883.
Okay, in first place, we had 738, which was going to be Miss SCC Schulte Harper. That's going to be a Mr. SNS Bandit. So a Satterfield Ranch, a sire to that SCC Schulte Harper female. And then out of Miss SCC Heart Hope. So our good friends at Satterfield Ranch, as well as at Schulte Cattle Company, were the people that helped create Miss SCC Schulte Harper. And that was going to be Kelsey Farrell, on the stick. And 719 second. That's going to be Lady MN Gypsy Manso 219. That's going to be a Mr. H. Vega Manso daughter out of Lady H. Ava Manso. So congratulations.
Entry 792, Ryan Max Simpson. Entry 813, Wyatt Campbell. Entry 111, Ernie Hamilton. Entry 537, Colin Parker. 576, Holder Jefferson. Entry 903, Wardy Cattle. Entry 326, K. Marquez. Entry 645, Charlie McKay. Entry 428, Orbison Cattle Company. Entry 4, Devin Baldwin. Entry 829, Savannah Allen. Entry 481, Caleb Michael Hockman. Entry 233, Lauren Bocek. Entry 992,
Lord.
Holy Joseph Tank. 213, Grady Russian. Entry 328, K. Entry 249, Macy Soleil. into 396 Lane Rivers, into 802 Fairview Gulf, into 1045 Bad Hill, into 924 or Amateur. Exhibitors in Class 9, we had one Brendan Owen. That was entry number 1005, Pine Bluff Ranch. One Brendan Owen, first place. The judge is going to excuse these on the rail out here. 5 years pulled, will return back after the second heat's been judged.
Alrighty, so that was Class 10, the first section. This is going to be the second section of Class 10. And running low here, guys. Running low. Kind of hoping this judge would be just a smidgy faster. water. Thank you so much. How are you? Wait. And we're back, sound on. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take care of a little bit of business. And we do just want to say thank you to Schulte Cattle Company for all that they do. You need to go visit with Casey over there. She did a phenomenal job putting together this show along with the rest of the Bluebonnet Association team. Really, really happy we were able to have this show. So don't forget, Schulte Cattle Company, they had a great show today. And they have some great genetics. They did phenomenal at Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. We had a really cool article about them in the March edition, as well as we talk about branded beef and stuff in this August edition that we had here at the show. So don't forget to go and visit with Casey Schulte and Michael Schulte and the whole family. They've done just a great job. So really glad to be here at the Junior Show. Like I said, I am running out of power. So we'll be here a little bit longer and get through as much as we can. And we really appreciate y'all watching. We're going to go sound off just for a second. All right, we are sound back. Sorry about that. Had to take care of a little business.
A very, very challenging group, because to me, there's not a heifer that jumps out and runs away with this deal. I mean, even past the 9 that we kept in here and the ones that we sent back to the stalls, there's heifers that have things that I really like about them, but they're also going to come with something that I think definitely needs to be changed. So with that said, having heifers, to me, all have problems. The one that still brings the most good to me is the young man's there to the right. And I could have used that heifer a whole lot faster, but the thing that bothers me the most is how she gets out and goes. That heifer's way too quick off her rear too, and I never want to put myself in a position where I'm forgetful of the functionality. I guess you can, or that be the thing that I'm running through my mind and still using to win. But I was given that case that had to be done here to win that class. But when that heifer gets stopped, I don't think anyone can argue that that's the one that needs to win. She's big, stout, she's wide, she's good in terms of her body, very, very attractive in terms of her angle, very, very attractive in terms of her look. We need to lay the angle of her shoulder back. We need to make her better in how she uses her rear too, if we want to say she's ever going to be considered perfect. Now the heifer that comes in second, we just need to make her bigger. That heifer is riding the line of being moderate or too small. But I think that's one that you can call very complete, because she is good in terms of her structure. She's good off her feet and legs. She's good in terms of her center body and her width. She also starts to maybe get a little further there in her foundation. We can stouten her up in her bone work. And the biggest thing is we need to make her have more performance. We need to make her have more extension to compete with our class winner. The heifer that comes in third is one that sticks around because I think she gets out and goes with comfort. We get her stuck. She's spinning up there to the front third of her body. She just starts to get too round there out of her hip with some extra set there to her hump. That helps her from a functionality standpoint. It hurts her in terms of her look there from the side, making her a little plainer. Then when you get out and go, she will pull her hocks in ever so slightly. Another good complete one is the heifer that comes in fourth. A young man does a great job getting her shown. Just a good moderate type of cow that's good body and sound. She also gets a little frailer. I need to make her a little bigger in terms of her growth pattern as well to compete with some of those heifers ahead of her. On the other end of the spectrum, they come in fifth is the high-performing, great extended one that's very muscular and thick when you step in behind her. She just gets too round out of her hip. We need to make her bolder, softer, and more maternal in terms of her center body. A very good class. I know it took a little longer. It's because each one of the exhibitors did a great job out here presenting their animals the best they possibly could. Let's make sure we put our hands together for them.
Results on the big class, class 10. First place, entry number 537, Colin Parker. Second place, 326, K. Marquet. Third place, 903, Bardeen Cattle. Fourth place, 428, Ferguson Cattle Company. Fifth place, 576, Hogan Jefferson. Sixth place, 213, J.D. Rushing. Seventh place, 924, Laura Armitage. Eighth place, 233, Lauren Bowtech. Ninth place.
Okay. And in that last class, we had Colin Parker. Colin Parker won with his Lady H Lashida Manso 289 over 9. That's going to be a JDH.
If we can please get a nurse or a paramedic to the announcer stand, please.
Now moving in class 11, we have engine number 434, Brian Martin.
And in second, we had the JDH Lady Manso 490 over 1. That was led by K-Bar-K Battle. That was the JDH Mr. Manso 110 over 1 daughter out of JDH Lady Manso 868. Running out of battery on some of my external cameras, guys. We will be there just a little longer.
455, Emma Nellis. 823, Madison Carter. 526, Beth Lambert. 1075, Reese Holloway. 345, Annie Carter. 61, Grace McCall. This is class 11.
gonna have to step away and go turn those other cameras off, guys. So we're gonna leave you with this view for a little while.
the stouter, bigger footed, bigger legged heifer here to the right. When you get that last view of them walking directly away, is one that sets the surface with more squareness and how she puts her foot to the ground and how she's constructed there out of her hind leg. And then she's one that can still present herself to the side with some extension, some femininity up front. We can make her just that much taller at the top of her shoulder to allow her to be that much leveler in her top line if we want to be critical on her. But I think she's still very balanced and still very attractive, and that's why I use her to win this class. Now the heifer that's going to come in second is one that fixes those areas that we talked about changing in our class winner. She is level over her top line. She comes more nearly level there out of her hip, and not to say that she's unsound by any means, but she'll roll just a bit on the outside of her toes when she gets out and goes directly away from you. She's a little frailer in terms of her bone work as well. The heifer's going to come in third. Is one that's just very complete, very smooth in the way she puts everything together. She's a little frailer. She's a little narrow when you step in behind her compared to the two cattle ahead of her. Same thing that comes for the heifer in fourth. Another good structured, feminine type of heifer that's too frail at the ground. She'll get a little steeper there out of her hip. She narrows when you step right in behind the cattle. Now, not the case for the heifer that's going to come in fifth. That one's extremely powerful, extremely thick up high, and you step in behind her, just starting to get too much and make her a little rounder the way she's put together, a little coarser in terms of her appearance. And then we set the cattle in motion. I want to see her more comfortable, how she sets her feet there to the ground. Another very good class if we could. Let's put our hands together and congratulate each one of these individuals.
Our results here in class 11. First place, entry number 1035, Collie Weldon. Second place, entry 729, Madison Peterson, with first place, Brett Nolan. Third, entry 345, Annie Carter. Fourth, entry 61, Grace McCall. Fifth, entry 526, Beth Lambert. Sixth, entry 823, Addison Parker. Seventh, entry 1011, Samantha Hayes. Eighth, entry 1075, Grace Colway. Ninth, entry 252, Macy Chalet, the second place Brendan Owen. 10th, Emma Ellis, entry number 455. 11th, entry number 314, Mackenzie Thames. And 12th, for the third place Brendan Owen, Brian Martin, entry number 434. Another big class, so we're going to split. Our first one.
Guys, we are running out. We are packing up.
Dividend number 438.
Hate to bail on you guys,
Entry 363.
but we're going to have to call it a day.